Yo, what is up guys on YouTube? Welcome back to another moto vlog. This is Gemini. Today I got a pretty special video. We're going to be riding on a new road with a new camera angle, aka a chin mount, and I'm going to be talking about my new bike that I want to get. So as some of you know, I ride a 2019 Yamaha R3 ABS. I have different needs now and I have different goals as a rider, so I'll start talking about the different aspects of this bike and why I want to get a new one, what I'm looking for in a bike, and why I'm deciding that I may want to upgrade. So we're gonna head and set off here. Like I said, this is a completely new road for me as well, so it's gonna be pretty fun. Just do a little spirited ride since we don't know the corners or anything like that yet. Pretty good looking day. A little bit overcast in some areas, but most of it's pretty beautiful. So for my next bike, pretty much considering only leader bikes right now. Where this all started is my all-time favorite bike is the 2005 Fireblade Repsol edition. That bike kind of made me fall in love with sport bikes in general, and I don't know, I had a soft spot for it, so I started looking at used ones. I paid off my R3, so I thought, you know, should I get a used bike that I can just buy outright, not make payments on? Or should I consider getting a couple model year old, completely new leader bike? And the reason I consider a couple model year old new bike, for one, you just get them cheaper, much cheaper. And there's not that many difference currently between the 2018, 19, 2020 range. So, you know, price is one thing. I would have to say that the biggest reason that I consider these new bikes rather than an old Fireblade though is simply because we have a lot of rider aids on the new bikes, and I don't have experience on leader bikes, and it would feel a lot safer to be riding a leader bike with rider aids, wheelie control, traction control, ABS, you know, all the little goodies. And to be honest, I do have a little bit of a want of a quick shifter and TFT display. Definitely, I like the idea of my dream bike, you know, my 05 Fireblade Repsol. I just don't like the idea of headaches. Headaches are not what I'm looking for right now. Couple little fun corners here. Pretty bumpy though. Not the best condition, some tar snakes, a lot of people out, cyclists and whatnot. One thing I wanted to get to also is talking to you guys about what kind of bikes you ride and why you ride those bikes. For me, I got the R3 to start learning how to handle and control a sport bike, to see what the ergonomics feel like. The R3's ergonomics are much less aggressive than all the leader bikes. After sitting on a few, without even riding them, I could tell that the R3's ergonomics are 100% more built for comfort. I can flat foot this bike at any point on the seat. On the leader bikes, if I'm all the way with my butt all the way back, I cannot flat foot them. Pretty much tippy toeing, I can flat foot one foot. So it was an entry-level sport bike just to kind of get your feet wet, I guess, with the R3. And it's done its job. I mean, even getting an R3 to kind of get the idea of a sport bike feel, you're not going to know, because there's just so much of a difference in how canted forward the seat is, so much of a difference in how high the pegs are, how high the seat is in general, that it's really not going to completely get you prepared for a sport bike. I think that I'm ready to move up to something. It's going to take some getting used to. It's going to take some easing into. I understand the downsides, especially in terms of ergonomics. But what do you guys think? Should I keep my R3 and just keep learning, keep practicing? Should I get an R1 and move up right away? Because the R1 is one of the main bikes I'm considering as far as 2018, 2019 model years. The other bike that I'm considering is an 18 or 19 Fireblade. And the 18 and 19 Fireblades go for about $2,000 less out the door, which is somewhat of a factor for me right now. Not a huge factor, because I don't want to settle for something over $2,000 and not love it completely. Zero tolerance motorcycle loud exhaust. Interesting. I don't think my R3 exhaust is considered a loud exhaust. I mean, it's just a Yoshi slip-on, so we'll see. Looks like I'm not going to be able to come back through here though with my next bike if I have an exhaust on it. Like I was saying, $2,000 if I don't love the bike. The CBR, after sitting on it, the 2018, 100% I could tell right away between that and the R1, the CBR is more comfortable just sitting on it. So 100% sure that riding the CBR is going to be much more comfortable as well over the R1, which is pretty much mirroring what everybody has said for those two bikes. That the R1, if you're riding at the track, if you're riding hard, the R1 is what you need. If you're really looking for something most comfortable in the leader bike class, CBR. The main reason that I prefer the R1 is the cross-plane crankshaft, which is a little bit gimmicky maybe to some, but I know 100% after hearing one fired up with a full exhaust next to me, full of Kropovich exhaust at that, it's just amazing. The sound of that bike, I love it. I know I love it. I kind of have my heart set on an R1 at this point, which again is why I'm really trying to get some advice. I'm not saying that a CBR would sound terrible, you know, don't get me wrong on that. I'm sure the CBRs are amazing sounding. I haven't heard them in person. I've watched videos. They just sound like every other leader bike. They don't have that really unique feel to them. I don't even think the R3 sounds terrible. I just don't 100% love it, you know. It's just a 2-cylinder. But it revs high revving engines I'm always a fan of. Doesn't really matter how many cylinders, even like in the V8 class of cars. I like the high revving V8s over the low revving ones, you know. So go ahead and let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Do you think it really is settling if I got a Fireblade, a 2018, just to save the money, but still get on something that is more comfortable? And in the looks department, I don't have a huge preference. between the CBR and the R1. I think they both look amazing for different reasons. In some areas one looks better, some areas the other looks better. So I can get a better deal on the CBR, it'd be more comfortable. The R1, I have yet to find the deal that I need on it. If I do find the deal I need on it, then that's going to be another animal in itself. But just want to say thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go ahead and turn around and I'm going to ride back through that whole entire section without talking so I can focus a little bit more and have a little bit of fun today. It's a pretty decent Sunday out here, and just getting out here to clear my head and have a short chat with you guys. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to sign out. Peace.